The bigger they are, the harder they fall is a phrase that perfectly describes what happens to a massive creator when their entire reputation comes crashing down overnight. And for David, he wasn't just a massive creator or musician, he was literally on top of the world, with some of his songs being featured in massive shows like Invincible and even my all-time favorite show, the Emmy award-winning Arcane. He also had recent collabs with games like Fortnite, as well as potential future collabs with one of the most anticipated movies of all time. However, all of that now potentially means nothing, because over the past week, he's now been dropped by major brands, turned the internet against him, and had to cancel the rest of his tour that he had been on since August, all the while potentially facing criminal charges. So yeah, in the span of a week, his life has completely turned upside down. So let's go in depth and talk about it. So for a quick introduction, this right here is David. He's a popular 20-year-old singer/songwriter who surprisingly started out trying to be a Fortnite YouTuber, which honestly is pretty based. He also did an interview with Benny Blanco, kind of explaining who he is and kind of how he blew up so quickly.
So basically, I played Fortnite from 2017 to 2021. I became a YouTuber. I was playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, all these different type of games to try to become like the biggest next thing, streamer, Kai Cenat, everything.
However, as he was making his Fortnite montages, he kept getting copyright for the music that he was using because obviously it wasn't his, and because of that, he couldn't make any money from the videos. And as he was on the phone crying to his mom about it, she told him to start making his own music, therefore he wouldn't get copyrighted. And after that is how his music career really started.
I was like, wait a minute, I could probably do that.
And you never did it before in your life?
Never. I never touched like a DAW, anything. I played instruments. I was in church choir when I was 13.
Did you sing?
I sang. I couldn't sing, but I sang.
So you just literally only made music so you could make a few more dollars
Exactly.
Okay.
That was it.
So after this, he started making music and going viral on different apps like TikTok and Twitter, gaining thousands of followers and more recognition with every sound and song that he would put out. Because I'm not gonna lie, they were all bangers. Like, he made some actual iconic sounds on TikTok. Like this song, for example.
2.2 million views in 2022.
I did not know he made this song. Like, this was heat, and I remember listening to this so many times. And knowing that he only made these songs so he could use them in Fortnite montages just adds an extra layer of like relatability to it. He also made some other iconic songs, but you guys get the point. He had his hand in a lot of the iconic songs that people use for TikTok edits, which is a reason why he grew so fast. Because I'm pretty sure within like a year or two of him starting to make music, he was already opening for SZA. So that should tell you just how fast he was blowing up online. But as I stated earlier, he blew up fast, but it seems like he came down even faster. Because although everything seemed to be going right for him, some things weren't right under the surface. And eventually, it would all come out on September 8th of 2025. Now, before we continue, I do want to note that on this day, David was currently on tour somewhere else, and I think if I checked his tour scheduling, it would ping him at Minneapolis during this time period. So the 7th of September was Madison, Wisconsin, and then the 9th of it would be Minneapolis, Minnesota. So yeah, during September 8th, he would either be already in Minneapolis or he would be traveling to it for his show there. So just keep that in mind that when all this is going down, he's not in LA. So on September 8th, while David was currently on tour, apparently his Tesla car was reported as abandoned and therefore it was impounded. And while being on the impound lot, I'm guessing the workers reported a bad smell coming from the vehicle, so they called the police. And after the police was called and they eventually opened the Tesla, they found a partially decomposing corpse of a dead girl, which sounds pretty horrific. Eventually, the car's ownership was traced back to being David's and he was contacted by the police. But as I stated earlier, he was away from home. And after they found the body, he didn't fly home right afterwards because that's what a normal person would do. He told them that he would fully cooperate while he's still on tour.
There was a body found last night in the back of David's car. He's the guy that sings like, "In the back of my mind," but there's a body found in the back of his car. Him and his team haven't said anything about it yet, so I'm a little bit concerned. I feel like he's such a good guy, though. I'm so confused. He just seems so wholesome, and he could sing like an angel. Why would he have a body in the back of his car? Why would he do? The thing is, his car was impounded, like it was at an impound lot, so it wasn't like in his driveway or something, that'd be a little more concerning for his sake. But everyone's immediately saying that David is innocent. Like, oh yeah, he would never do this. But I don't know. People probably said that about.
So yeah, when the news first broke like a week ago and it was reported that there was a body in David's car in the impound lot, nobody on the internet believed it was actually David's fault. A lot of people, including streamers and YouTubers themselves, were coming to David's defense saying that he couldn't have possibly done it because he's currently on tour and there's no way he could put a body on the impound lot in his car. However, I'm guessing they all skipped over the line that the body was badly decomposed, which meant that it had been there for a while. But you know what? Who cares?
Situation?
With David?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
He's not a murderer?
No.
Thank God, bro. Because I was still going to listen to his music. I was just worried that I'd be an asshole if I did.
No, listen, he didn't do it. He literally performed the next day. If he was a suspect, the police would have been after him. He's not a suspect.
He's not just escaping the police clutches?
No. And I'm going to perform. We're going to perform on the 20th, me and David.
Sus in the ween.
Let me do it. I'll make it. So,
Period.
do you think David did it?
Do I think he's a murderer?
Yeah.
Can't rule him out.
Can't rule him out?
Can't rule him out.
Damn. No way. No.
You know what I did think was incredibly soft? I don't know if it's
how
true.
do you steal a Tesla, though?
Huh? Wait, so you think it is him?
No, I don't
'Cause how
think
do you
it's
steal
him.
a Tesla?
I don't think it's him because he's been on tour.
That right there is the number one question. How do you steal a Tesla? Well, according to ChatGPT, it's an 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 in difficulty. Because Teslas have different modes, like you need a pin to drive, which I didn't even know of. They have a Sentry mode, and they have a bunch of other safety capabilities, which would make stealing it super hard. Not to mention, Teslas have built-in trackers, so if someone did steal it or take it, you can just instantly track it or call a Tesla company. So I think it's safe to say no one stole his Tesla, but people still thought he was innocent. And in the age of the internet, that's all that really matters. However, that was until they released the identity of the person that was in the back of the Tesla. And well, it turned out to be David's supposed girlfriend.
Then, fast forward to yesterday, and the LAPD identified the body in David's car as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who was reportedly missing from Riverside County in April of 2024 when she was just 13 years old. Her body was described as severely decomposed, and you had NBC News also reporting that the remains were not intact, and it appeared she had been dead for an extended period of time. Right, and as far as how she was identified, the medical examiner noted that the body had a tattoo on the right index finger saying shh, and a woman claiming to be Celeste's mother contacted TMZ to say she thought it could be her daughter. Right, and then with all that, you had some noting that it appears that David also has a tattoo on his finger, and from there, TMZ says that they forwarded the information from the mother to LAPD's homicide division.
Well guys, if there's one sure way to turn the internet and everybody against you in a second, it's doing something with an underage person. It's like the one thing on earth that can unite everybody to hate you. And as more information about David and his relationship with Celeste started to get out, it became quite apparent that he may have been dating her. The only problem is, she may have been like 13 or 14, and he would have been 18 to 19. I should also add that Celeste had been reported missing by her mother for like a year. However, since she had been seen around with David, it wasn't like she had been kidnapped. She most likely had just ran away and started living with David full time. Since Celeste was identified as the person in the back of the Tesla, tons of people online have now been exposing David by posting pictures of him and Celeste together and posting Discord chat logs. Singer David made a song about a girl named Celeste in December 2023. Baby, I love you. I'm not gonna read these verses, but oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. Oh Celeste, afraid you'll only love me when undressed. But you look so damn gorgeous in that dress. Missing you so much makes me depressed. Just an FYI, Celeste would have been 13 here. So let's just hope he was talking about another Celeste in this song, even though he probably wasn't. TMZ confirms that this photo shows singer David near the area where the victim lived before she disappeared. The user who posted this picture alleges that David was paying people to keep Celeste's age a secret. And it looks like David's like counting money or something to give to these people. And by the way, this also looks bad on the people accepting the money because all it takes is a couple dollars for you to keep your mouth shut about something very illegal. David was also an avid user on Discord, and apparently there's a lot of people on Twitter now that was in his Discord that's been trying to expose him, like this guy that says been trying to expose David since 2023. And if I click on the screenshots, he has messages that look like they're from 2023 that says he only adds underage girls. I know, right? I'm not joking either. There's also some more insane screenshots that come from this account, who was apparently in the server with David, because David adds everybody and says, I'm in a song crisis right now. And some guy says, drop the one with the missing girl Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Like, what? And to prove this guy isn't faking screenshots, he then screen records the Discord and it shows the messages right there. So it's like they were actually talking about this in the server, which is just insane. There's also an insane mega thread that I just stumbled upon that says all proof that David did it, and it's a thread of screenshots and text from the Discord that I'm guessing prove that David actually did it. In some of these screenshots, you can even see that Celeste herself was in the Discord with David. So yeah, this situation so far has been crazy. But what's been even crazier is the backlash. Because if you were to go on TikTok and type in David, there has been at least 1,000 to like 10,000 videos made in the last day or two talking about the situation.
I'm talking about the David situation. Oh, he did that shit. Yeah, lock his up. D4vd, David, yeah, he did that shit. I'm very big on innocent until proven guilty. Nah, it's too much evidence. Yeah, lock his ass up, man. Yeah, don't let him do no more crazy. He needs to go in prison for life. It's way too much shit. Nigga name, and I don't like putting shit on niggas like that. I hate shit like that when like somebody could actually be innocent. No, he 1,000% killed a girl. And you know what's crazy? Even if he didn't kill a girl, he was still talking to her and having her, and she was 13. No, lock his ass up. Even if let's say he gets away with the rest, he actually wasn't him that killed her. Let's say on some random universe where, whatever, he was still having relations with a girl that's 13, 14, 15 years old.
So yeah, this situation is very disturbing, and hopefully I'll keep you guys updated to whatever happens next. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.